Hello, everyone. I'm Armani Cunningham, the host of today's episode on the Chief Cast, and this is our guest. Would you like to introduce yourself?
This is Mr. Britt. I'm the 10th grade administrator at North Myrtle Beach High School.
So today we wanted to basically like interview you, ask you a few questions about your job, like the new phone policy. Would you be comfortable with us asking that stuff?
Yes, sir. Go ahead.
So what are your thoughts on like the new phone policy and all that? Like, do you like it? Do you think it's a bit too strict?
No, I think it's great. You either have to go all in or all out. You can't have sometimes doing it, sometimes not doing it, because that's what we had before. I know there's studies there that show uh, with a lack of distractions, kids are able to focus more. I've heard from a lot of students that they feel like they're able to focus more, the distractions away. I've heard more people positive about it than negativity. Not everyone's going to love it.
Hmm.
I think it's a shame that some of our students are addicted to the cell phone. Like it's a real struggle for them to put that phone away, which that's a whole nother issue. But I think you can live without that phone for 7.5 hours a day. You'll be
Yeah.
all right.
Yeah, I think that too. It's been interesting seeing like a lot of people like having to focus more in class and like limit themselves. And as a student, it's been interesting to see that like people can get away from that addiction. They could like focus more in school, get their grades up, and like hopefully have a successful future.
Correct. And I think the socialization is important. It's odd where some of my age, I walk into the mall and I'll see four teenagers sitting there and they're all on their cell phones in a group and they're all on their own phones sending messages to each other back and forth. You know, Part of being able to be successful in life is you've got to be able to communicate, and you're not always going to have that phone to communicate. So I think they're not only are they able to focus more in school, but we're able to learn that communication skill with other students and your peers because that's important.
Yeah, like personally, I think phones could like be a good tool, but like then it gets to like kids abusing it and like finding ways to like get around the rules, and
Sure.
that's when it becomes a problem, and like we have to limit it.
Yeah, I agree. I agree.
And like, how do you like your job as like a 10th grade administrator? Like, do you enjoy it?
Yeah, I love my job. This is my 14th year as an assistant principal. I've done the ninth grade and 10th grade. That whole time, I haven't gone up. Now we're actually moving with our grade, so I'll go with this grade to 11th and 12th. But I really do enjoy it. I started out as a teacher for 10 years, and then I came here as an assistant principal.
What did you teach?
I taught business and computers, personal finance, web design.
Do you prefer being an administrator, or do you like prefer teaching more, like being in the classroom?
I like being an administrator. You just never know what's coming up. Your day could change any minute, and I like that. It's not you don't get bored. Something's new every day, so I enjoy that.
It's not like it's like a set schedule. Like you're free to like experience more every day than like sitting in the classroom teaching the same stuff every year.
Right, teaching, you know what you're going to do that day. You have a lesson plan. Uh, you know what your goal is for that day. Although here I have goals for my day, but between supervision, dealing with student crises, dealing with just being out there with our students, a million things could happen. Versus the classroom. So I enjoy that. I like being on my toes, being able to do different things, and I get to see every student in the building. That's part of the reason why I got an education. I enjoy being around teenagers. Kind of keeps us a little younger too, and I like being here. North Myrtle Beach is a great community.
And you like enjoy the social interaction with all the students and
I
all
do.
that.
I do.
And with like the new phone policy, have you like had more kids like coming to you like getting phones or that like kind of stuff like that at all?
Not really. I think I haven't. I think I've probably taken two phones since we've had the phone policy. I think most of our students have put the phones away. Obviously, as they get comfortable, I think they'll probably try to pull them out a little bit more. But our teachers have done a great job of being and enforcing this policy. So I really haven't noticed much difference. I do notice less earbuds and less headphones, so that's a good thing, I think.
Yeah, it's also easier getting in because it's like a reminder that even though we can have them like that first 45 minutes before classes start, it's like good practice to put them away and like get through the metal detectors
Right.
too.
Once you leave that cafeteria, we want you to be ready to go and be ready for school.
Yeah, because it's not good if you're like slow or behind and like you're taking off your headphones, you're putting it away as like class is starting and your teacher like starts talking about the lesson.
Right. That's typical behavior to always want to push it to the max. And, that's why it's a clear policy. School day starts, and really the school day starts when you get on campus. But We give you that little time in the morning, time before school, and to get yourself set. And then once the actual academic part starts, we want you ready to go.
Have you like ever worked at any other schools in the district or anywhere?
Yeah, I worked at Loras High School as a teacher for 10 years. That's where I was.
Do you prefer here more?
I'd love both. I was a coach at Loras, and that's where I got into school. But I enjoy both. They both have different. They're different, but they both have qualities that I liked. But I can't really say one over the other.
And as with like being an admin and all that, do you like, besides you saying that you like the social interaction, like seeing everyone, not having to take a lot of phones, do you ever wish you could go back to teaching, or would you definitely stay as an admin if you could?
Some days I miss teaching. I do. There's certain things about it, and the coaching aspect. I do miss coaching sometimes, but I have two children that are here that are in sports, so I'm able to go see them play.
And do you enjoy like, does your school life ever like have to impact your family? Like are you busy a lot?
Um, the schedule's pretty good. As far as one good thing about being in education, I'm always off on Christmas. We're off on the holidays, so that doesn't. But there's nights that we have to be here for events. But my children are teenagers now, and so they're here usually for those events too. So it really doesn't have that big of an impact.
Is there like anything else you want to say before we like start wrapping it up?
No, I think it's great. I think this is great that you're doing this podcast. I hope you guys get some good interviews. You guys are doing a great job, and I thank you for having me.
You're welcome. Have a good day, Mr. Britt.
Thank you, Monty. You too.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to our second part in our Chief podcast. My name is Justin McWhite. I'm a co-producer for the Chief Cast, and we're here with, hey,
Mr. Zub,
nice to meet you, sir.
nice to meet you, sir.
All right. So, just a couple of topics we're going to talk about today. First off, Super Bowl just came up. How do you feel about that? How do you feel about the Eagles winning, Chiefs losing terribly, in my opinion?
To be honest, I was rooting for the Eagles because I just got sick of seeing Taylor Swift all the time, like most Americans, I think, and the whole Kelsey Mahomes. It's nice to get somebody new. I'm a diehard Bears fan from Chicago, but I know we're bad. But we have Caleb Williams. But it was good to see new blood, and I was happy for Jalen Hurts and the team, and that was a great game, great victory.
Yes, sir. I had watched it with my entire family. Really, really great game, in my opinion.
Yep.
One-sided, but
Right,
really
right.
good. Really, really good.
As far as Super Bowl goes, that was considered a blowout, but it was nice to see that team come back and win it. I just felt good for them.
Yes, sir. I'm getting excited. Football's coming up in our school, actually.
Right.
Yes, sir. So getting back into the football swing, it was great. It was
No
great for
other
me.
sport like it. Love it, love it.
Yes, sir. Another topic we want to talk about.
Sure.
How do you feel about the TikTok ban? It turns out it didn't get banned, but how do you feel about that?
Well, I'm not a big TikToker, if you will, but from what I understand about it, at the time they were thinking that possible information was being stolen from Americans by, I believe it was China. And if that was the case, then yeah, I mean, you got to kind of get rid of it. Most countries, China is a communist country. They will ban things like that. But if our information was getting stolen, and I haven't looked into this enough, then yeah, I mean, Americans need to be protected by that. But do I agree with not giving freedom of speech? Absolutely not. I think whether you're for a president, against the president, whether you're for government, whatever, you should at least be able to view your opinion. So the ban, I'm not big on banning things, but at the same point, if Americans' information was being stolen, yes, I agree with it.
Yes, sir. I understand that a lot. Me personally, I don't use TikTok that as much.
Right.
Most of my friends and my peers do. It's a big like component in their lives. So, I mean,
Right. Oh yeah.
So I mean, if it needed to get banned, it would have happened. But
Right.
if it didn't, I feel like,
Right.
it is what it is.
It's social media, right?
Yes, sir. Like social media, like Snapchat or like Instagram. People on their phones in school. That's something we gotta like keep it away from our learning perspective.
Sure.
'Cause
Absolutely.
I used to be on my phone all the time, but work needs to be done, grades need to be up,
Yep.
not necessarily people on their phones. How do you feel about like the new phone policy that just got instated this semester? Actually,
Yeah, to be honest with you, 100% love it. Most of my kids, I've only gotten two phones. That's it, and
wow.
two phones and what do you call it? Earbuds from the same girl twice, and but that's it. I mean, I've walked into the bathroom because I have to check on them. I don't even see kids on them don't even see them there. I know eventually, like Mr. Britt said, kids will try, because they're going to try. But I'll tell you what, I see kids, a lot of them, it's almost like a sense of relief because they are addicted to those things. I mean, there are kids, you go out to eat, and instead of two people looking at each other, they're sitting there
They're on
texting
their
on their phones,
phones.
and they're 2 feet away from somebody that they're dating or whatnot, or their brother and sister, mom and dad, whatever. So I love the new ban on, cell phones. Just because I think for some kids, it's giving them a lot more focus, and if they don't want to follow the rules, there's definite consequences right now.
Yes, sir. Like in my class, we have Miss Boggs. She's really prominent on our internet and our computer policy.
Right.
Or that's our head. But she's like, I don't see it being a problem anymore for most of our kids. They really understand the
Right.
policy and they're getting in the swing of it. It's been difficult for the first like week or two, but I feel like everybody's getting into the swing of it.
Oh, I agree with you. I mean, even when a student per se will want to show me a picture of their new car, they'll come up and not, hey, Mr. Zub, and then just show me the picture. They'll say, can I show you? Can I bring my phone out for 2 seconds? And I'll say, absolutely. Let me see your new car. And I'll let it go for a minute, and then they put it right back in. Don't see it again. So I haven't even seen them falling out of pockets, which used to be a big deal, and falling in the middle. Whatever's going on, I think it's working. I do. I
Yes.
love it.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I personally don't have a problem with it.
Right.
Like, but I think my peers are getting in the swing of it.
I think so as well. I wasn't sure how it was going to go at first. I was a little nervous myself, thinking I'm going to have to fight this battle. But a lot of these kids, these students, they went with it, and I couldn't be prouder. At least in my classes, they've been great with it.
Yes, sir. Well, thank you for being on our podcast.
Absolutely.
It's really nice talking to you, sir.
Absolutely, it was great meeting you, and I hope this is very successful. Great time, and I know you're going to be interviewing a lot of people, so enjoy and good luck.
Thank you, sir.
Absolutely. We're good.
Hi, I'm Summer, and I'm here with Miss Link on the Cheapcast first episode. Hi, Miss Link. How are you doing?
I'm doing great. I'm so excited to be one of the first people that you interview. This is, I appreciate you asking me. Having a great time already.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Okay, so how do you feel about the ban on TikTok?
Well, I am one of those old people. I'm very old. I won't tell you my age. But I didn't notice it. The only reason I use TikTok is for, usually for our officers, we do a theater TikTok for that, and but most of the time it's my students who run that. So in between the time, it was a whole day that it was not available. I don't
I
even
think
know
it was
how
like
long.
18 hours.
18 hours. So I was safe. I was totally fine. I'm one of those old people that if it makes it off TikTok, then I'll see it. So I was very thankful I wasn't one of those people who'd, uninstalled it thinking it was going to be gone forever. So it just graced over, me, and I didn't quite notice it at all. I knew it happened, of course, but it didn't affect me whatsoever.
Well, that's good. So we hear about the musical in the spring. Care to share any details?
Sure, absolutely. We're doing Grease, and it was so fun. Grease was the very first musical that I ever directed, and that was in 2013. That was my first musical at this high school. And it's really fun to do it again, especially I've had a lot of experience, and I've just have a lot more experience, and we've built up our budget a lot more than when I first got here. So it's going to be really fun to do that again. And yeah, I'm excited. We're performing the first 2 weeks of May.
So a little bit of nostalgia for you there.
Absolutely. And I think it's definitely one everybody knows, especially the community. That's what our goal is to get them to come out and be what we call a butt in the seats. We want people in the theater and for them to have a good time. It's definitely one that everyone knows a lot of the songs, so they'll be singing and, clapping in the aisles, and we hope to leave them leaving from the theater singing and dancing.
Okay, well, we wish you guys luck, but I'm sure it's going to be fantastic like all your other shows.
Don't say good luck in the theater. That is actually bad luck.
Is it?
Did you know? I
Okay.
know.
Well,
do you know the alternative phrase you use?
actually, no.
Break a leg.
Break a leg then.
which sounds dangerous, but really the what it means. So behind us in the theater, we have leg curtains. We have normal curtains that close and open, and then the ones that are straight up and down are called leg curtains. So to break a leg means that you wish someone good luck to make it onto the stage. So it's not actually breaking a leg.
That's a cool history. That's cool.
Absolutely.
We hear about the singing competition, Chief Idol, I think it is.
Yes, we got Chief Idol. That's our 12th annual, and it's basically a solo talent show, if you think about it that way, but it's a solo singing talent show. So, of course, based off of American Idol and the popularity with that. And we have 2 rounds, which is cool. The very first round, everybody, they don't even have to audition. They just come out and they perform what they want to perform, and they don't necessarily even have to be good, right? We want everyone to have a chance to be able to perform on the stage, especially something they're passionate about. So the very first round is by votes. So basically, anybody who comes to the show, they can turn in their wristband or their ticket, and they'll get to vote for different people. It is also a fundraiser for us, so we do have the option to where you can purchase more votes, but that won't help you at week 2, the finals round, when you get in front of the judges. So, of course, it is a fundraiser for us, but that second week, we bring the judges here, and they'll have a rubric that they score, and hopefully win some cash prizes. Top prize is usually $100.
That sounds
pretty good deal.
exciting.
Absolutely.
Well, I'm excited to come out and support all of our singers.
Amazing, yes.
How do you, transitioning on subject, how do you feel about the new phone policy?
As a teacher, I like it. I've noticed just that semester change that we've had. Our students have been a lot more focused, and they don't have the distraction of that. If you put your phone, on the table, it's constantly going off with notifications and things. And I think just having that distraction of always wanting to check it, kind of eliminating that, it helps keep the focus in class. So I feel like it's going to be a lot more beneficial for students to get their work done, which is always, especially as a teacher, you're trying to pull, for them to do, of course. But I think the focus is great. Of course, my career, or what am I trying to think? my field of study is a little different. We do music and theater, so a lot of our things are performative, or we're using music for a lot of things. So some of our projects that I normally would use cell phones, especially for filming, lip dubs. It was one of our projects that a lot of my students loved. We'll see how it'll work on the computers. I think technology can be a great thing for the classroom as long as it's monitored.
A great resource for the classroom. I agree. There's many projects that teachers will have to alter and change due to the new cell phone policy.
Absolutely.
So you want to tell us any interesting story? Any embarrassing ones to share?
Let's see. Okay, a funny, embarrassing story when I was in high school. So it was actually the first day of my junior year, and I wore this really cute outfit. I can't even remember what it was, but it was very light colors, we'll just say. So I'm walking with my lunch tray, and I'm walking into the lunchroom, and where I went to high school, it was like almost like a pit. So you had to walk down a few stairs. It wasn't a whole flight of stairs, but so I'm walking down that, and I slipped, and I had just opened a chocolate milk. Okay. And this chocolate milk literally poured down my entire outfit. And of course, people were like laughing a little bit. So, but it was all in good fun, of course. It wasn't the end of my day. But I went to the nurse, and I went in there, and she asked me if I peed my pants. The crazier thing, I went to call my parents to give me a change of clothes, because it was midday, and we had the rest of the school day to go, and my parents had gone out of town just without telling me.
That sounded rough.
So I had to be in chocolate milk all day. It was crazy. Yep.
Aw, well, I think we've all grown from that.
Yes,
Definitely know not to open my chocolate milk while moving now.
absolutely.
Thank you for letting us have you here.
Absolutely. I had a great time, and I can't wait to hear the stories of all the other guests that you have on here. It's
Thank
been
you for
great.
supporting us.
Absolutely.